Hi, my loves. Welcome back to another episode of The Rosey Life. So today I want to talk to you about something that is very important and that I noticed a big change in my manifesting journey on how people showed up for me. And so for those of you who are manifesting an SP or a different relationship with your family or friendships or those kind of things, or just people in general on how people treat you, interact with you, keep watching. This video is for you. You want to listen to this carefully because we hear a lot of content about your self-concept, and I talk about that a lot on my channel. In fact, my makeover, self-concept makeover course is exactly about that. However, I want to give you a different perspective on something that you may or may not be focused on that will help you and shift things for you really quickly. But before we get started, if you are new to my channel, hi, my name is Rose. I am a success and confidence coach. I am a former shrink and now I'm a coach. And I love what I do. I love helping people get out of their own way in their mind so that they can have the life and love and freedom and money or whatever the hell they want. Okay, so most of what I do is geared towards you building your self-confidence up, you becoming aware of yourself, and you understanding what is happening in your mind, because this is not a channel just about techniques. This is about you really having a self-transformation so that you are not ever again chasing after a person, a technique. You're not chasing after an interview or success or job, but you're seeing how everything just naturally comes to you like the it girl or the it guy, all right? So if you are interested in working one-on-one with me, you can go to TheRoseyLife.com and you can learn more about how I work with people either with a one session in manifesting, or you can work with me in a 90-day containers, which are my favorite because I get to know you for 3 months and we get a lot of shifts and movement and things happening in that time. Okay, so now, what I want to talk to you about self-concept. So for those of you who are not familiar with self-concepts, changing your self-concept means your self-image, okay? That's all that means. It just means that you are looking at yourself and how you think about yourself, how you feel about yourself. You're changing that perspective. And quite honestly, as a former shrink, that a lot of people that I work with were not even aware of themselves, not even aware of the kind of thoughts they had, the kind of thought patterns they had. They weren't aware of their behaviors. They weren't even aware of them, right? And this is why a lot of people say they don't know what they want, or they don't know what their purpose in life is, or what they want to manifest, or what they want to have for themselves. So what they do is they chase after what they're taught to chase after, like a relationship or money or a house or a car, because in society we grow up with these things as being indicators of your value, of your worth. So those are the first things that people want to manifest naturally. It's okay to want those things, by the way. It's perfectly okay to desire these things. You're supposed to have whatever the hell you want, okay? However, that is where people first go. They want those things because they think that in having those things that they're going to feel value and worth, and they're going to feel good enough, they're going to feel loved, successful, status, and that those things are going to give them other things that they want in their life, that they see people on social media, celebrities, whoever, they see that these people have these things. However, for those of you who already know this, you may or may not know this, right? I work with a lot of people that are in the entertainment industry, in the movie industry, the music industry, and I have worked with many people who are multi-millionaires, multi-billionaires, okay? They're not just coming to me because they want to manifest something, all right? No, why did they come to seek my help? Because they were struggling with relationships, with things that they couldn't buy. So you can't buy love, you can't buy happiness, you can't buy a healthy relationship. It won't last. And So I had to work and help people change their mindset, get out of their way so that they could truly have all of those things that they desire that don't involve money. They don't involve the exchange of services. They don't involve you going to buy something and feeling satisfied. Because the relationship that you learn to have with yourself when you work with me is sustainable, is permanent, it is priceless, and no one can take it from you. And with that, you learn to have healthy relationships with other people. You learn to have the ability, the feeling and the confidence to manifest everything that you desire. So when you hear self-concept, that's what that means, is you're changing the way that you see yourself. Okay, now today's video, I want to focus on the other side of this. So we know that self-concept is important. We know that you want to change the way that you see yourself, because when you do, you get reflected that back to you. However, I spent a lot of time changing the way that I saw myself. I felt confident. I felt that I'm pretty. I felt that I could easily attract men. I feel that it was easy to make money. I felt successful in my career, all of those things, okay? However, what I didn't notice, and this took me a while, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this took me a while. And even as me being a shrink for over a decade, okay, and now I'm a coach talking about these things with people, it took me a minute to realize that, okay, I have this great concept of myself, but when it came to other people, I noticed that I was constantly thinking that negative thoughts or assumptions that other people had about me. For example, if I'm walking around and on, like, at the gym or going down the street, or I'm out shopping or at a bar or a restaurant, whatever, I would notice immediately that my mind would go to what those people were thinking about. I would start saying, I wonder if they're thinking that I'm too tall, too short, too big, too skinny, or whatever, right? All of these fears and doubts would start going into my head. I wonder if they're thinking that I look weird in this outfit, or I wonder if they're thinking this. I would assume, I didn't realize that I was assuming all of these negative thoughts about myself, okay? And this includes when I go out in public, like with a friend or my son or a partner, whoever, right? I would assume these negative thoughts that other people were having about me and whoever I'm with. And so I didn't catch all these stories, okay? And it didn't matter if I was alone or who I was with. It was irrelevant to who I was with. I was making up these assumptions that other people had about me. Same thing when I was a shrink. I would also catch myself thinking, I wonder if they're thinking that I'm charging too little or charging too much, or if they're thinking that I'm effective or not effective. I'm wondering if they're thinking this. And it kept going and going and going and going. Even at the very beginning, when I started my YouTube channel, with the very first video, I remember when I just had one subscriber and I had that first video, it was like the weirdest feeling. And I had all of these stories going on in my head that if I wouldn't be able to do it, if people would watch me, and what people were thinking about me. And all of these doubts kept coming into my mind about what other people were thinking about me. Now, this is very important, okay? Because you want to change, yes, this concept of yourself. That's number one, all right? That's number one. And that many times will automatically just change how people react to you. However, if you're walking around with the assumption that people don't like you, that people avoid you, that people think that you're weird, or you're ugly, or short, or fat, or tall, or too skinny, or too young, or too old, if you walk around with these assumptions or stories as you're moving about your day, or even at work, those stories too manifest, okay? So you do want to consistently work on your self-concept, but you also want to start be noticing what your assumptions about others are in relation to you, okay? The other thing are general different definitions and beliefs that you have about people, okay? So your concept of what different groups of people are like, for example, men, right? So do you have a self-concept about men that men are cheaters, that they lie, that they're not honest, that they hide things, that you can't trust them, that they're players or whatever, right? Do you have those beliefs about men in general? It doesn't matter where you learned them or who taught you or how long you've been doing this, if you've been doing this for a day or 100 years, it doesn't matter. You want to check yourself and ask yourself, do I have assumptions about men in general? And if you do, you want to change them, right? Instead, you go to, no, men are trustworthy, men are faithful. The men that I have in my life or that I attract, they're loyal and committed and responsible, and they step up and they're caring and they're vulnerable. They open up emotions with me. Same thing with women, right? And I know, like, I used to think these thoughts, right? And I used to hear the people around me say it, that women are catty, women are bitchy, women are competitive, women will steal your man, right? That all of these different competitive thoughts that women have about other women. So you really want to check if you have these kind of beliefs. And this goes with any area of your life, right? So remember, this is general beliefs about people, okay? And then you want to have you want to check your beliefs about what stories are you telling yourself when you are in public, when you are with your friends, when you are at work, wherever you are. What are you assuming these people around you are thinking? I invite you to do this and pay attention and really pick up on your patterns when you're out in public. One of the assignments that I give to many clients that I have actually is I ask them to go out to dinner or go out to have a drink by themselves on purpose. And because this is going to bring up a lot of discomfort, first of all, of like, why would you do this alone? You want to do it. Get dressed up, go put on your pretty clothes and go take yourself out to a nice meal or a nice drink, right? You can sit at the bar area or wherever, go sit there and have a nice drink and notice what thoughts and feelings are coming up. Are you assuming that people think you look weird because you're alone, that you're a loner, that you have no one, that you must be like strange because you can't find a friend to go out and have a drink with, or whatever thoughts come up, you want to be aware. And when you're alone, let me tell you, because it is so easy for all those thoughts to bubble up, and they literally will bubble up on purpose. And that's good that you want them to bubble up so you can see what it is that you got going on in your mind. So that's like such an easy hack, let's say, to figure out how you're perceiving others are seeing you and feeling about you and thinking about you. So you can change those. If you notice those, you're like, no, people see me as successful, sexy, amazing, beautiful, funny. People see me as a whole package. People go out of their way just to help me. They love to be around me. People are admiring my confidence. People are admiring how I feel so secure, right? People are always complimenting me. You know, people are saying that I'm lucky and that I'm just so magnetic and whatever. Like, you change that dialogue in your mind, all right? You can also take a moment to script this out, right? Sit down one morning, one evening, and just sit down with no other distractions and just sit down and write down how you want everyone, meaning people in general, to see you when you're out and about, right? You can write down how you want people to see you and think of you, because remember, you're creating your experience and you're deciding how people view you. So you can have like, okay, when I'm out in public and I see people, they're thinking this about me or they're assuming this about me, right? You can, right? And also you want to create some kind of a story or belief about how men see you. When you see men, they see you as how? What do they see you as? They see you as somebody that they want to treasure and respect and admire, but at the same time think that you're sexy and desirable and successful and magnetic, right? And you can do the same thing with how women view you. You can just see the same thing with how animals, like pets, you know, dogs and everything in the round. You get to decide everything. But this is just this is the other side of working on your self-concept. It's not just how you see yourself, right? Because that's important, but you also want to check in with what your beliefs are about others and how that they see you. Why is this important? Because when you can identify and change how others see you, all right, then you get to continue working on your self-concept based off of what you just described, how others see you, right? Now, how does it feel to be seen that way? Now I can affirm or visualize or imagine myself as this person based off of everything that I just modified over here on how people see me. How does that feel knowing that I'm that woman, okay, or that man? So give this a try. And I know that this is effective because I see the changes so fast whenever I do that. Literally, like this morning, one of the things that I wrote down, because you guys, I do this work too, okay? I literally do what I'm telling you guys to do. I'm not just telling you go do it and then I'm over here like filing my nails, right? No, I do this too, okay? So like this morning, one of the things that I wrote down about my self-concept is that people see me as lucky, that I'm always lucky. And I just got home from Whole Foods and I was there buying a couple things and the lady said, oh, she's like, I'm gonna give you the Amazon Prime discount. And I said, oh, cool, thanks, right? And she gave it to me. She said, oh my God, she says, you are like the only person that has had this large of a discount out of all my customers all day. She says, you're lucky. And I just smiled and I said, yes, I am. And I told her, I said, I tell myself every day I am lucky. And she says, yep. She says, we got to do that for ourselves. And I said, that's right. So it reflects back to you very quickly because I changed the way that people view me just by deciding how I want people to see me. And in turn, that helps my self-concept grow and grow and grow more, okay? So more focus on you, less focus on what other people are saying and doing. You decide how people treat you. You decide how you want to be seen. You decide how people show up in your life. I hope this video was helpful. I know it is, and I know that if you guys sit down and do the work, you will see results. And just do me a favor and come back and comment down below and let me know what success that you have had here. And again, if you want one-on-one coaching with me, you can go to TheRoseyLife.com. Thank you so much for liking the video, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.